PJ Masks save the sky. Amaya, Connor, and Greg are walking home when Greg notices something wrong. Why is there a hole where a street lamp used to be, he asks. Other metal parts from the city are missing too. I sense trouble, Amaya says. PJ Masks, we are on our way into the night to save the day.
Amaya becomes Owlette. Greg becomes Gekko. Connor becomes Catboy. They are the PJ Masks.
At HQ, the PJ Masks see flying robots on the picture player. That means one thing. Romeo. Owlette notices that PJ Robot looks just like the flying robots. Maybe he could spy on Romeo and figure out what he is up to. PJ Robot sneaks into Romeo's new factory. Romeo must be using the city's metal parts for the factory. But what does the factory do? Just then, Romeo decides to inspect all his robots, and he finds PJ Robot. Seize him, Romeo yells. PJ Robot is trapped. The PJ Masks enter the factory to rescue PJ Robot. Super cat speed, Catboy says as he races past a flying robot. Super Gekko shield, Gekko says, defending himself from robot lasers. The PJ Masks are not able to figure out Romeo's plan yet, but at least they are able to save their friend and go back to HQ. Romeo's factory begins to rumble and takes off into the sky. It turns out that his newest invention is a flying factory. The flying factory begins to release stinky clouds of gunk. I will cover the whole city with these gunky clouds, Romeo says, and I won't take them away until everyone promises to obey me forever. To the owl glider, Owlette says, but she wants PJ Robot to stay at HQ. She does not want to risk him being captured again. Romeo spots the owl glider flying toward him. Release more gunk, he tells his robots in the control room. The robots type away, and the flying factory releases more clouds into the sky. The PJ Masks try to dodge the clouds, but the clouds are so sticky. Soon the owl glider is covered with gunk, and it has trouble flying. Owlette jumps out of the owl glider and wants to head to the flying factory by herself. Owlette's wings.
She got some gunk on herself.
She does have gunk on herself. Owlette's wings become more covered in yucky gunk, too. She tries to use her super owl feathers against Romeo, but nothing happens. Poor Owlette, Romeo laughs. No magical feathers, and she can't really fly either. Romeo's robot captures Owlette before tossing her back into the air. Whoa, she cries. Then she notices the sky blowing some of the gunk off her wings. The clean air in the sky is helping to remove the gunk. Owlette manages to land safely on the ground next to Catboy and Gekko. They have been forced to land the owl glider, and now everyone is stranded on the ground. Owlette looks up at a clearing in the sky. If she can get to the clean air, it might remove the rest of the gunk from her wings. Then she can regain her powers and fly again. Catboy and Gekko wonder if there is a different and better way to take on the flying factory. but Owlette is determined to get her wings back. The PJ Masks try to use the Gekko-mobile to launch Owlette into the air, but she just gets covered in gunk again. "Everything is gunked," Owlette cries. "The sky, my cape, and my powers." Gekko tries to use his super Gekko muscles to remove the gunk off her wings, but it does not work. Then Catboy realizes something. The flying factory has a vacuum to suck up all the metal parts from the city. Maybe it could suck up not just metal, but the gunk clouds too, he says. But that means getting into the factory's control room, Gekko says. How can we do that if Owlette can't fly? "No more worrying about my wings," Owlette tells Catboy and Gekko. "I will fix this with your help. It's time to be a hero." Catboy uses his super cat stripes to make a catapult. It launches them to the flying factory. Romeo has no idea the PJ Masks are on their way. "At last, we're ready," he announces. "Double turbo super gunk mode. Power up in 3, 2... "Not on my watch," Owlette says. While Gekko and Catboy distract Romeo and his robots, Owlette switches the vacuum's control. The flying factory's vacuum sucks up all the gunk clouds from the sky, and the sky begins to clear. "It's working," Gekko says. "The PJ Masks have defeated Romeo's flying factory." With the sky cleared up, Owlette can use her powers again, too. "Go, Owlette, protector of the sky," Catboy cheers. "Protector of the sky?" Owlette says, smiling. "Maybe, but I could not have done it without my friends." You want to say it?
PJ Masks are shout away because in the night they sing the sky and the day.
Nice.